We're going to focus on some fascial release work today. So you don't always need props. I'm going to show you how you can do fascial training, release and strength training, just with movements and with breath. But we are going to use a little prop today, and I'll show you how we use it in sort of different areas. And you just need either a tennis ball, or if you have one of those soft, round, spiky massage balls, then please have that ready for yourself. And then, as always, you just need a mat. If you need any kind of padding for knees or head, then just make sure you've got your towel or pillow next to you. And that's all you'll need for today. All right, are you ready? Excited? You guys are going to feel so fabulous afterwards. You're going to be hooked on fascial work. All right, so guys, we're going to start in a standing position. And I want you to just take the little ball. You can stand towards the back of your mat and just put it in front of your feet so that it is there ready for you to use. Separate your feet a little bit. Let your arms relax beside you. Just lift your gaze so you're looking towards the horizon, and then shrug your shoulders. You're going to take a deep breath in, lift your shoulders up. And then exhale, glide the shoulders down. Find a little bit of length along the back of the neck. And we're going to do that one more time. Take a breath in. And then exhale, glide the shoulders down. And then just turn your head gently from side to side, just to make sure that you're not holding onto the neck or shoulders unnecessarily. And then pause. So looking towards the front, allow your eyes to close. And just take a moment to bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. So just feeling if you're standing more to one side than the other maybe, and what do you need to do to center yourself? Are you standing more on the heels of your feet or more on the toes? And what do you need to do to bring yourself to stand evenly over the centers of your feet? We're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Start to blink your eyes open, and we're going to go into a roll down. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, look towards your feet and start rounding through your spine. Take your time, find the weight of your arms, find the weight of your head, and just coming all the way over until you reach your bottom position. And then pause for a moment and just notice, how does your body feel? Where are you feeling a stretch? Maybe where are you feeling tension or any kind of discomfort? And then take a breath in. Exhale, rolling back up into standing. You want to use the abdominals, but you want to activate the back line of your body as you come all the way upright and lifting nice and tall. Take a moment to just roll the shoulders back and around. And now I want you to take your right foot and place it lightly on the ball. If you're losing balance, then just hold on to the wall. Lightly roll the ball all over the bottom of your foot. So it's almost a sensation like you're tickling yourself. It's that light. And directly underneath our skin is our first layer of fascia. And this is all we need to do to start to access that first layer. So it's super light. And now make your foot floppy and put some heavier pressure onto the ball, but it's a floppy foot. So what you're doing now is getting into those intrinsic muscles of the feet. Make sure you go all over the foot, from the heel to the front of the foot. And now keep that heavy pressure and stiffen your foot. Make it a little bit more rigid. And now what you're doing is getting into those deeper layers of fascia within the foot itself. And if you've got a sore spot, it might be nice for you to either slow down or even hold that point for a second and apply some pressure to it. And then release, leave the ball there, stand evenly for a second, And just take a moment to close your eyes again. How does the right side of your body feel after doing that rolling of the foot? Just observe the difference between the two sides. Blink your eyes open, and now you're going to do the left leg. So you're going to very, very lightly start to roll your foot. That tickling action almost. And if you find that standing on your mat actually makes you too unstable, then step off your mat, that's no big deal. Or hold on to the chair or the wall beside you. And now we're going to start to move into those intrinsic muscles. So it's a floppy foot with some deeper pressure. Make sure you get all over from the heels to the outside edge of the foot, the inside edge, the toes. And now keep that firm pressure and stiffen your foot. You always want to feel that it's quite rigid. You might find spreading your toes out helps you create that firm foot. And so now we're getting into those deeper layers of fascia. And by the way, guys, fascia and connective tissue are the same thing. And we're going to release, just leave the ball there, standing evenly on your feet. And then once again, just close your eyes and observe. Feel your left side. And again, blinking your eyes open. Take an inhale to create some space. Exhale as you look towards your feet and just start rounding through your spine. Heavy arms, heavy head. Feel the scapula glide wide and just come as low as your body feels comfortable. And pause there for a moment and just notice if anything has shifted, because oftentimes releasing the feet releases the back of the legs as well. And we're going to take a breath in. Exhale. Unravel your spine, coming all the way up into standing. Abs are working, but the back line of the body is engaging and floating all the way up to stand up straight. I'm going to turn to face you, but you guys can stay where you are. I want you to pick up your right arm and just rest it on top of your head. So it's very easy. And then start to allow your right hip to gently push to the side and rebound back in. So if there was a trampoline wall beside you, you would simply be stretching the side of your hip into that elastic and just allowing yourself to rebound back. So it's not a forced action. And then if it feels good for you, you can straighten the knees so you get an extra release, or you can actually keep one leg straight and bend the other knee if you want to push even deeper. But you've just got to monitor how your lower back feels here. And now with this movement, let's add a side flexion of the spine. And again. So what you might notice is that we've made it a bigger movement, which naturally slows it down. But all of us are going to be moving at a slightly different pace, a slightly different rhythm. So tune into your own movement and your own breath. And then if this is feeling good, you can add some tensioning with the top arm, reaching and relaxing again. We are starting to train the fascia on the right side of the body. These are called the lateral lines of fascia. Stay with your breath. We do 2 more. 1 more. And then bringing your arm all the way beside you. Pause for a moment close your eyes. How does the right side of your body feel in comparison to the left? Blink your eyes open, placing your left hand on top of your head. Again, I'm doing a mirror image of you. And now you're going to start to take your left hip just a little bit to the side and back in. And, you know, I recommend starting small, and then you can start to increase the range as you feel that your body is responding nicely to this, that it isn't giving you any kind of pinching sensation or pain through the lower back. Remember, you can bend one knee and keep the other one straight if you want to really increase the movement. And when you're ready, start to add the side bending of the spine. So coming down the side on the left side. This is now also down the side of the hip and down the side of the leg. Let's just take a few more. And then when you're ready, you can add the tensioning with your arm, reaching. Allow your movements to be as slow and as big as you need. One more time. Bring your arm all the way up and relax your arm beside you. Close your eyes and take a moment as you stand there to observe that lateral line of your body. How do the two sides feel? Open your eyes gently. We're going to do a third and final roll down. Take a breath in. Exhale, nod your chin, and just allow your body to peel forward. And just noticing as you do this roll down, how is your body responding to this fascial release? Is this becoming any easier for you or not? And then when you reach the bottom, just stay there. Place your fingertips to the ground. If you're super duper flexible, you can go palms flat. And then simply bend your knees as if you're going to sit in a chair. And then straighten your legs and give yourself a little bit of a release along the hamstrings and the calf muscles. And again, bending the knees. And straightening. Let's do one more time, bending the knees. And straightening. Now bend your knees, just roll your ball off to the side of the mat, and then walk yourself all the way down onto all fours. So once again, setting yourself up so that your wrists feel comfortable. You want to feel that you've got that lovely connection of your thumb and your index finger to the mat. Slide your shoulders away from your ears, and let's start moving into our cat stretch. Start curling your tail under, rounding through your spine, and then lengthening and moving towards extension. Allow your tail and your heart to lift. And again. And as you move from one position to the next, bring your awareness to your breath. So fascia loves movement. Fascia loves oxygen, and fascia loves water. So we can actually provide some oxygen to the fascia simply by connecting into our breath. We're going to take one last one, and then bring yourself back to a neutral position and hold it right here. Reaching your right arm out to the side, coming into a thread the needle, and just settle here for a moment. Double check if you need any kind of props. If you need to move your hand position, that's absolutely fine. Now we're going to take the right hand today, bend the elbow to lightly touch your ribs, and then releasing the arm out again. So you may not even be able to get your hand onto your body. That's fine. Just explore the movements. And with our fascia here, we're creating a little bit of a release into the back arm line on the right side. And that runs from between the shoulder blades up to the neck. It runs along the back of the shoulder, the back of the arm where the tricep is, and all the way to the back of the wrist. One more time. And release. And then put your left hand firmly to the mat. Up you come with control. Reach the right arm to the side. And then placing your hand back down. Left arm extends. And coming into a thread the needle to the other side. And then once again, just settle here for a moment. Make any adjustments that you need. And when you're ready, bend the left elbow to lightly touch the ribs and releasing the hand out. Gentle rhythmic movement. And again, bringing your awareness to your breath to help you guide the movement. Let's just take 2 more. And again, you might start to notice things are releasing already as you do a few repetitions. And now stay here with your right hand firmly to the ground. Up you come. Reach the left arm out and then bringing your hand back underneath you. So stay here for a moment. You're going to take, I'm going to turn the other way so that I can do the right leg and you can see what's happening. You're going to take your right leg, slide it back, and then pick up your leg and hold it there for a moment. Flex your back foot, and then circle your right leg around to the side, and you're pretty much going to line up your big toe with your left knee. But the big thing here is to roll your foot flat to the ground. So now I'm going to do a mirror image for you so you can see me from the front. It looks like this. Lengthen your spine as much as you can. And then start shifting your body weight backwards. So you're almost sitting towards your heel of your foot. And then bring your body weight forwards. So where I feel this quite strongly is into my right inner thigh, that right adductor. Yeah, so it highlights, based on what's happening with your body, where you're feeling the tension, where those tight areas are for you. And this inner thigh is actually part of what is called the deep midline of fascia. It's essentially your core. It leads up into the pelvic floor and the diaphragm and the back of the throat. We're going to do this one more time. And I want you to sit halfway back and stay there. Round your spine like a cat. So you really lift up through your belly. And then push up onto the tips of your fingers and stay here just for a moment. Start to slide your fingertips towards you as you roll into an upright kneeling position. Now, if you're feeling any discomfort around your hip, please make any adjustments you need. You can even turn your foot out if you need to, or you can even bend the knee. Spread your wings wide. Stay here for a moment. Now place your right hand to the side of your right thigh. Bring the left arm up. Let's do a little bit of a side bend, just like we did in our standing warm-up. Hold it here, and let's add that gentle trampolining. It's soft. And anytime we add this movement to fascia release, we're training what is called the elasticity of the fascia. So this is basically training strength into the fascia and connective tissue. Let's take 2 more. 1 more. Come all the way up. Spread your wings wide. Now turn the palms of your hands face up so you really open up across your heart. Let's slide over towards the left this time. So we slide over and we draw ourselves back to the center. And again, slide over. Can you feel the connections into the side of the waist here? So we're actually getting the lateral lines of the body to work together for stability. One more time, slide to the left and let's stay here. Now, if you would like to challenge yourself, perhaps you could bring the arms towards your head, framing your head, and then open your arms wide again. And again, use your breath, energy through your fingertips. And open the arms wide. Let's do one more time. Framing your head. And release. Bring yourself all the way back to the center. Bring your hands up. Turn your palms forward. Cascade forward like a waterfall, rounding your spine. Letting your arms drip over. Place your fingertips. Walk your hands forward, lengthening your spine. And now push into your hands and see if you can lift up your leg. Hold it there. And now circle your leg. I'm going to turn sideways again. Circle your leg to the back and bringing the knee all the way in. Take a moment to open your knees, big toes together. Sit back, placing your head towards the ground. Placing your arms in a comfortable position. And we're just going to stay there for 5 breaths in and out. And it's an opportunity to once again, just pause and observe the shift that's taking place in your body. How does the one side, the right side of your body feel now that you did that fascial release on the inner thigh? And just one more moment. Walk your hands forward. Draw yourself all the way up onto all fours. And then once again, set yourself up so that your wrists are comfy. This time the left leg extends back. Lift your leg up. Hold it here. Flex your foot, pushing energy through the heel. And then start to circle the leg all the way around to the side. And then place your foot down so that you can roll that foot flat down. Guys, make sure that your knees and your hips are okay. You can change the position as you need to. Lengthen your spine. And then start to shift your body weight backwards and forwards. So again, if you're not really feeling a strong release here, then it is very, very possible that this fascia isn't holding a lot of tension for you. And maybe, in fact, what we might need to do is a little bit of strength work. But if that isn't the case either, then maybe that deep midline for you is working perfectly. I can actually just feel that mine is quite tight. One of my favorite releases. So bringing your body weight back, now stay here. Round your spine like a cat. Push up onto the tips of the fingers and just pause there for a moment. Really connect your abs. And then slide your fingertips towards you. Roll upright and spread your wings nice and wide. So again, I'm going to do a mirror image for you. And we're just going to place the left hand to the outside of the leg. Right hand comes up. Let's do a little bit of a side bend with the body. And then we add a very gentle trampolining. Connect your breath. Be soft. Last one. And release. Spread your wings wide. Now turn the palms of your hands face up and really feel that opening across the chest. Now slide over towards the right this time. And then draw yourself back in. So as you slide your shoulders to the side, see if you can keep that lengthening along the torso. 2 more. And you're going to do 1 more time. Slide over towards the side and now hold it here for a moment. Let's bring the arms towards the head. And then open your arms. And again, 2 more. Feel that little challenge as you move your arms away from your center. Last one. Bringing the arms up and expand. Stay here. Bring yourself back to the center. Hands come up. Turn your palms forward. Nod your chin and we cascade over like a waterfall. Fingertips to the ground. Walking yourself forward. Finding that lengthened spine position again. And now see if you can just pick up your left leg. Bring your leg back. Knee comes in. And once again, open your knees. Sitting yourself back. Bring yourself into a resting position. Just taking a moment to breathe. Sorry guys, the wind is picking up, so I'm going to keep talking loudly. Hopefully everybody can hear. And just using this resting position as an opportunity to notice now the left side of your body after you did your release. To take 1 more breath in and out, and then draw yourself up again onto all fours. Now, just bring the little massage ball that you're using towards the front of your mat so it's going to be accessible to you. Maybe come a little bit forward on your mat because we're going to end up lying on our stomachs. I want you to take one leg, stretch it back and tuck the toes onto the ground. Push into your hands, push into the back foot, and then extend the other leg back to join it. Double check that you are engaging the bum cheeks without gripping. Shoulders away from the ears, so you really feel like you're sending your heart away from the heels of your feet. Let your knees come down. Let your feet relax back. Round your spine like a cat and start moving your hips backwards. Now don't let your hands move. Keep your hands where they are. And then just hold your best stretch position. And we add some trampolining right here. It's small. It's gentle. It's connected to breath. Taking 2 more. And start coming all the way forward again. All the way forward until now you bring your shoulders in line with your hands and then lengthen your spine so you're neutral. Now you've got to keep your abs and your bum cheeks engaged. You're going to take 5 counts to lower your chest to the ground. Well, in fact, your whole body. Don't drop. Bend the elbows. 5. Go slowly. 4. Keep the elbows tucked in. 3. No crash landings. 2. 1. And you have ever so great arrived on the ground. Okay, now keep your hands as they are. Keep your legs as they are. Just switch on the bum cheeks a little bit so that you have some stability through the pelvis and the lumbar spine. We're going to do 3 baby cobras here. Start by rolling the shoulders back a little bit and then let your eye line come up. Let your chest come up And then just stay there for a moment. It's small. Your two little bottom ribs have not left the ground. Stay for a moment. And then releasing all the way down. We're going to do that again. Floating the eye line up, rolling the shoulders back, sending your heart away from the heels of your feet, and releasing all the way down. One last time. Here we go. Roll the shoulders back, floating up, keeping your pelvis nice and anchored, and then releasing all the way down. So now, take your little massage ball, and you're going to be placing it in the middle of your sternum. So, you know, if you do have big boobs, you're going to have to kind of like wiggle it in there a little bit. Just make sure that it's more or less comfortable. Yeah, so it's sort of in the middle of your sternum, not at the bottom. Yeah, that's going to give you heartburn. So, just let yourself round over the ball, and you can move it at any point, guys. And just let your head rest on the ground and literally give your body weight to that pressure on the center of your sternum. Just feel how each breath allows you to settle a little bit deeper. And then stay as you are and just gently roll the ball from side to side on your sternum. It's a tiny little movement, but we have this whole line of fascia that runs up over our sternum, and it's part of what's called the superficial front line. So it has an effect on us being able to open up across the chest. Now, if you think about our rounded back postures that we pretty much do every day, we get very tight and locked in the chest, and it can inhibit our extension. So this is what we're going to see if it works for you to help you with your cobra. And then just settle there for one more deep breath in and out. And release. Okay, guys, slide the ball out and lie down for a second. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like the whole front of my body has melted. That I get that instant release. Now, let your elbows lift up slightly, hands on the floor. Let's try the cobra again. So, activate gluteals. Lifting eye line. Open up the chest, roll the shoulders back, and coming up into cobra. Now, I don't know about you. Does that feel easier? Sam's saying it's easier. It feels easier for me. And yeah, it's effortless now, because before maybe you felt like you were having to strain into it. Let's do two more. Inhale and exhale. Send your heart away from the heels of your feet and releasing gently down. One more time, rolling the shoulders back and up you come. Sending your breastbone away from you. Just feel that wonderful release across your heart space, and then releasing all the way down again. Firmly anchor your hands. You're going to push yourself up onto your knee. So all the way up you come. And then just bring your knees under your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. Nicely done. Now take your hands a little bit wider apart than you normally would, because you're going to be stepping your foot through between your hands in a second. Stretch the right leg back, level out your pelvis, and then pick up the right leg and stay here for a moment. Round your spine and draw your knee to nose. And then lengthen your spine and stretch your leg back. And again, round the spine, lift your belly, and extend, and reach back. Taking two more. So we are shortening the front line of the body here, and we are opening the front line, engaging the back line here. Last one. Stay here, and now step your foot through between your two hands. Guys, if you need to help yourself, then please help yourself. Give yourself a pad underneath your knee if you need. Walk your hands up onto that front knee and just see if you can balance. And by the way, your eye line, focusing your eye line is going to help you balance. Abdominals are connected, and we're just going to allow our body weight to come a little bit forwards and then a little bit backwards. So as you shift your body weight forwards and backwards, notice on your own body, on the left hip here, where do you feel the best stretch, the best opening for yourself, okay? And now, settle into that position and stay there for a moment. Guys, you're not allowed to let your abs go. This is Pilates after all, right? There's some kind of core connection happening. So keep your right hand on your leg. Your left hand releases down. And now, bring that arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the arm down again. So again, what we're doing is adding tension to that line of fascia that we're releasing here. Notice where you feel it on this side. And we're going to do one more time. Now reach your hand up, and I want you to stay there just for a moment. Start to lean over towards the right, and a little release. Over to the right, little release. Can you feel how it intensifies the tension around the side and the front of the hip here? Well, it does for me. Maybe you're quite easy here. And release, hold it. And now bringing your left hand all the way down on the fingertips, put your right hand on the other side of your heel of your foot, and now start shifting your body weight backwards and forwards from here. So if you are flexible enough to straighten that front leg completely, then go for it. If you're not completely straight, but you still feel a nice stretch, then just work with that. You might notice as you move that you start to increase your range naturally. Now, as much as you can, think of creating space along your spine. So it's not about bringing your head to your knee. It's about opening the heart. So you can think of flat back if you want to, but don't force yourself there. Now we're going to do one more time. Shift back and stay here. Soften that front knee a little bit. It's not going to be completely straight. Lift your right toes up towards the sky. And now keep everything still and start to roll your foot in and out like a windscreen wiper. And your knee's going to do that same in-out movement. And the movement is actually coming from the top of the hip socket. Guys, this is called a hamstring glide. So we've got 3 muscles that connect together that make up the hamstrings. And this is now allowing them to slide and glide over each other because sometimes they get a bit stuck. So it's not your classic hamstring stretch, but I tell you what, the benefits, it feels amazing. Bring your foot back to the center. Place your foot all the way down. Now just shift your body weight forward. I'm going to ask you to put your hands flat to the ground. Tuck your back toes under, and then just pick up the back knee. You can straighten it if possible, otherwise keep it a little bit bent. And now you're going to step the right leg back, and you are in your plank position, holding it here. Stay here for a moment. Energy through your crown, energy through your heels. Send your heart forward. Engage the bum cheeks without gripping. And then bring one knee in. Bring the other knee in. And we're ready to do the other side. So stretch the left back. Lift the left leg up and stay there for a moment. We're going to round the spine, forehead to knee. And then we're going to lengthen the spine, reaching the foot back. And again, round the spine. fine. Now on this last one, step your foot through between your hands. Help yourself if you need to. Give yourself a pad underneath the right knee if you need. And just take your time as you walk your hands up. Give yourself an opportunity to focus your gaze and just find your balance. And then bring your body weight forwards and backwards. And we're going to just find the place where it feels like the best release for you. Now guys, as much as possible, we're trying to keep our shoulders and our hips squared to the front. We're keeping the abdominals lifted. So it's almost a feeling like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. And now find the stretch that feels good and you just stay there. Right hand releases down beside you. And now let's move with breath. Inhale, lifting the arm up. And exhale, releasing the arm down. And again, inhale, lift. And we're just going to take 2 more. Finding the tensioning. Last one. Lifting your arm up. Now pause here. Let's do a little bit of a sideways release over and coming back. So it's a very gentle trampolining over to the side and up. 2 more. Last one. Come to the center, hold it, and now reach your right hand, fingertips onto the ground, left hand onto the ground, and start moving your body weight forwards and backwards again. Again, make any adjustments to your position that you need. It's that feeling of stretching your heart forward and trying to keep the pelvis level. So what helps me here is I think of almost drawing the top of this left thigh bone into the hip socket. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it here. Soften the left knee. Flex the left ankle so the toes are pointing up. And then we start to do windscreen wiper action. So the toes are coming in and out. The knees are rolling in and out. And the movement is coming from the hip socket. Hamstring glide. So you can almost visualize those 3 muscles kind of rolling over each other easily. And then bring your foot back to neutral. Place your toes down. Bring your body weight forward and now push your hands firmly to the ground. Tuck the back toes, lift up the back knee, and now step your left legs up. Bring yourself into a plank position once again. Start to notice all the weight bearing on the major joints of the body. All the muscles that are supporting you, they are hugging your bones. All the fascia that is supporting you. And then bring one knee in, bring the other knee in, open your knees wide, sit back, and once again we come into resting position just as an opportunity to observe and to assimilate all the breath, the movement, the information that you've been feeding your body and feeding your brain and mind. Taking 2 more. And then start to walk your hands backwards towards your knees. And I'm going to do mirror image, but I want you to come into that seated position that we did yesterday as well, where you're sitting like a mermaid. any strain around the knees, the hips, or the lower back. So feel free to sit up on a cushion if you need, or if you need to adjust the position of your body, that's absolutely fine as well. And we're just going to start off with the side-to-side movement that I call seaweed. So if you can imagine a piece of seaweed in an ocean current, and how the current's going to just sway that seaweed from side to side. There's no right or wrong position for your arms or your head. So just allow yourself to explore the movement, and then placing your right hand to the floor, reaching left hand up and over. So remember, I'm doing mirror image of you, and then just bring yourself all the way upright here. Turn the palm of your hand up on the left hand, look up, and then start to open your chest. So as you reach that hand back, you're opening the front line of the arms. And then as you bring your hand down towards the ground, maybe you touch the floor, maybe not, you're opening the back line of the arms. And now connect this movement to your breath. And feel free to move at your own rhythm. You don't have to follow my pace. And start to observe as you do this front and back arm line release. Notice how the movement, the shape of your rib cage allows your scapula to glide together and then to glide wide. Everything is connected. We're going to take one more time. And then come back to the center, pause, and then releasing all the way up again. Just allow your hands to rest on your knees, lengthen up through your spine, and then close your eyes for a moment. Noticing your chest, the front of your shoulders, and down your arms, particularly on the left side. Noticing the back of your ribs, that little space between your spine and your shoulder blades. Notice the back of the shoulders, down the back of the arm, and to the wrists. And then just blink your eyes open, swing your feet around to the other side, and once again, just bring yourself into a comfortable seat. Make sure that knees, ankles, hips are happy, and once again, we go into our seaweed. So you might feel that the spine movement is exactly the same, which it is, but as soon as you switch the position of the legs, you might notice that there's a different response, a different sensation down around the pelvis and the hips. Because you might have one hip that's a little tighter than the other, prefers external or internal rotation. Put your left hand to the floor, reach the right hand over. We're going to stay here and then coming all the way up. Turn the right hand palm up, look up at your hand, and then open the chest, reaching back, and then bringing that hand all the way down towards the floor if you can, and reaching it back. And I like to inhale as I reach back, and I like to exhale as I round over. But maybe you want to reverse that, or maybe you want to experiment with your breath and see what feels better. Front arm line, back arm line of fascia. Moving your rib cage and allowing your scapula to glide with you. Finishing the last one, reaching back. Rounding over. Come all the way up. Pause. And then sit upright. rest your hands lightly to your knees, closing your eyes. And again, just feeling chest, front of the shoulder, front of the arm, back of the ribs between the shoulder blades and maybe up to the neck, back of your shoulder, back of your arm, and down to your wrist. Open your eyes, and now we're going to sit on our bottoms and just take your little massage ball. I'm going to sit on an angle so you can actually see what I'm doing. So you're just going to have your feet relaxed on the ground. You're going to take the massage ball, it doesn't matter which side you start on first, and start rubbing onto the front and the sides of the ankle. So the reason we do this is we have this thick band of connective tissue that goes around the ankle. And essentially what it does is it holds all of these front shin muscles on the bone. It hugs them close to the bone. And it's called a retinaculum. You've also got a retinaculum around the wrist as well. And if you've ever seen a ballet dancer, when they tie up their shoes, I know some of you will tell you this, you know how they do that beautiful crisscross and around the ankle? That's the exact shape of this connective tissue. So by them doing their shoes up that way, they're offering themselves extra support around the ankles here when they're working on points. That's quite crucial, right? Now let's do the other side. And the other thing is that if you struggle with balance, by bringing awareness to this area of connective tissue on the ankle, you cannot believe what a difference it will make to your balance. And the reason is that we have so many nerves that run into connective tissue, almost more than feeding our muscles. So it gives us all kinds of information and proprioception about our feet and our ankles, which, let's face it, guys, are our foundation when we're standing, right? All right, so it should feel nice and tingly now. And then you can just release. Keep the ball sort of towards the middle of your mat because you're going to need it in a second again as well. Come and sit with your knees bent. Separate the knees and feet slightly and make sure you've got somewhere to roll back to. So arms are extended out in front of you. Take a breath in, grow a little taller. As you exhale, just allow yourself to roll all the way back. If you get stuck or feel like you're going to drop back, then just use your hands behind your thighs. All the way back. Now keep your feet where they are. You can lift your toes if you need to. Reach the arms back. Circle your arms around. Lift your head. And breathe up. As we roll all the way up. Can you feel that lovely ab connection? Feel free to put a towel under your back if you need some help. Exhale, draw back. So you're using abdominals. You can use arms if you need help. Lie back. Reach overhead. Big circle with the arms. Lift your head and exhale. Lift up tall. One more time. Using your breath, start to roll yourself all the way back. Reaching your arms overhead. Big circle around, and guys, you're going to stay here. So bring your feet a little bit closer to your bum cheeks. Just let your arms settle beside you. We're going to go into a pelvic curl, which is what we've been practicing. Just let your head relax back. Take a breath in. Exhale. Tilt your hips and start rolling up towards the sky. You're going to get that lovely squeeze into your bum cheeks. Stay here just for a moment and then roll down through your spine. Imprints and release at the bottom. We're going to do 2 a moment. Take a breath in and down through the spine we go. Imprint and release. Last one. And again, tilting hips. Feel that lovely activating gluteals. Feel the abdominal supporting. And then we get to work our way down to the spine. And release. Now, remember I said you needed the ball? Take the ball, just lift your hips up a little bit so that you can put the ball on your sacrum. So it's not in the lower back, it's lower down, just in between the pelvis. And then just make sure that you feel comfortable with your body weight there. And start to just massage a little bit from side to side. You're going to be rolling the ball across the sacrum. And again, we've got quite dense connective tissue or fascia around the sacrum because it works so hard every time we walk, for example. There's a lot of force transmission for walking that comes over the sacrum here. And then center yourself. And I just want you to bring one knee in towards your chest. You might need to move the ball up a little bit. Okay? And then bring your other knee up. So you are now resting your body weight completely onto the ball. And we're just going to stay here. And again, we're breathing and we are simply giving our weight to that release. Use your arms to help you balance on the floor. You shouldn't be feeling like you're working out to keep your balance. Just get yourself as quietly as possible into this release. Isn't that horrible? Somebody just tickled my foot while I was releasing. I'm no longer released. Okay. Placing your feet down. And then lift your pelvis, take that ball out, and just let your body settle down. And, oh my goodness, now I'm sorry, I don't know about you guys, but again, I feel like I've just melted. I feel like there's no resistance, no unnecessary tension around my lower back and sacrum right now. So once again, knees bent, feet on the ground, hands beside you. Let's go into a pelvic curl again. Tilt your pelvis so you get that little imprint, and then rolling up and just noticing on your own body if this feels any different for you. And then work your way down through your spine and release. We're going to do one more time, tilting hips. Lovely squeeze with the bum cheeks. Hold it there for a moment. And roll down the spine. And relax. Bring one knee to your chest. Bring your other knee to your chest. Maybe just lengthen your spine. Do a little bit of a wiggle. And now, guys, we're going to do a slow roll up into sitting. So place your hands behind your thighs. Start moving your legs away from your chest. Lift your head and shoulders to round the spine. And then start pouring your body weight in towards your feet. So it should feel like a very slow, gentle way to transition into a seated position. Roll all the way upright. And let's come into standing. So make your way into a standing position. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can stand sideways if you wish. Feet level, arms relaxed. And just take a moment to close your eyes, just like when we started. Noticing your body in space, noticing perhaps a different awareness or connection to your own body. Observing your feet and your ankles. Observing the back of your legs, the hamstrings. Observing your sacrum and your lower back. Notice your heart space, your sternum and your chest. Notice the front of your arms and the backs of your arms. Just allow your head to lightly float on the top of your spine. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Blink your eyes open. Let's take one deep inhale. Reach all the way up. Connect each fingertip to its partner. And exhale as you open your arms nice and wide. Rolling the shoulders back. Oh, doesn't that feel fantastic? Wonderful. Let me just come and open up the conversation if you guys have any questions or any comments.